Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tow Truck Tuesday. This was a little experiment that we kicked off a couple weeks ago. Seemed like people really liked it. And anybody tuning in now, thank you for the support. Lounge 2.0 is coming out. Tow Truck Tuesdays are here. So sit back, pop your toes up, put them in the water if you're around water. Put them in the sand, put them in the dirt, whatever it may be. But don't put your car on the tow truck unless you really need it. Welcome to Tow Truck Tuesday.
That is like the sickest fucking intro.
It's been a lot of fun, man. The lounge is fucking awesome, but getting into something that is so important that we didn't even really think about before, man. Tow trucks.
Mm-hmm.
What the guys on the side of the road go through, man. But boys, how we doing today? Josh, how's your day been, man?
Man, I feel blessed, man. Hunter, you and I are working, grinding. I'm excited what we're doing.
Hell yeah. We'll keep that on the wraps, man. We'll have to. That's gonna be your first your spotlight show in the lounge, brother. But
all right, bet.
Hell yeah, let's go. Pedro, hey, Joe, what's going on, brother?
I miss you guys.
Man, I'm good, dude. Had another lovely day at the Veterans Affairs Hospital. Fuck yeah. I'm telling you, I'm going to change my damn address of that place here now. Yeah. So yeah, dude, just went to that and moved some freight. Nothing amazing, to be honest with you. Like nothing special, man. Just chilling, doing a damn thing. Excited for this show. Really looking forward to this, man. This has been where my day has been focused on, at least my attention span, I guess you could say. So,
hell yeah. But you know what else is special? Yeah, go on. I think
because you know what, we're going to use this as towing as a segue here. You know, everyone out there has this thing with these predatory towers. You know, some tow people got a bad name, but you know, one way that you can avoid being towed is having a safe place to park. We all know that truck parking is a hard thing to come by, and even though the government's throwing lots and lots of money at it, we still don't see any real solutions in sight. But Truck Parking Club, can I move my finger over it? There we go. They are partnered with us on this segment here, and you can use that code rolling across the bottom of your screen, Lounge365. You download the app, you put that in, you get yourself up to $25 off your first parking.
Yeah, Josh, do us a favor and point at what's below so people see it.
The lounge,
boom, right there, yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for tuning in. Got a great guest for you today. And without further ado, Eddie B with Eddie B Towing.
How we doing, guys?
What's going on, brother, man?
What's
How
up,
you doing today?
Just chilling in the hood.
That's right.
Well, hey, man, we really appreciate you coming on Tow Truck Tuesday today.
Thanks.
How's your week been, man? How's life going?
Life's going pretty good. Thanks for the invite. Means a lot, guys.
Love that. Well, Pedro, I know you got a little hair to pick here before we get rolling into the nitty gritty. Go on and
I do. I wouldn't say it's a hair to pick. It's just you know me. I say it anytime I get a chance to talk shit about EVs. I'm going to do that. So before we get into Eddie telling us all about him and his journey to where he is now, I want to talk about something else that does have to do with towing, and that's these damn EV battery fires, man. This you see right here is an article from Overdrive. Lawmakers are asking Newsom to delay the Advanced Clean Fleets rule, which for those of you who don't know, that is the rule where California is trying to have all of the sale of diesel trucks done with by the year 2036. They're really doing a big push towards the EV stuff over there in California. And this article revolves around the incident that happened late July. As you can see, that there was a battery fire that shut down I-15 for 2 days. Also, I think there was one, a week, 2 weeks or something ago in Wyoming or something like that. That one again shut down the highway for almost the entire day. So, yeah. My thing here is a reason that they want to do this is they're talking about this because these batteries, man, like the firefighters don't know how to deal with them. Even in some of the pictures I saw of this coverage, Eddie, I remember in July, there were tow operators, sitting there on site, just standing around, not, because they couldn't do anything. And so I heard that you actually are dealing with a situation of an EV fire right now. Is that true?
Yep. We just had a 2021 on Saturday night over in Stratford, New Hampshire. Decided to, after the guy did a full charge on it, went down the street, got to his destination, not too far from the charging station, was sitting in his car for a little bit. Next thing you know, it decided to overheat and catch on fire and burn for a few hours. Yeah. That's
Holy shit.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, man.
Vehicle, right, Eddie?
Excuse me, I didn't hear that. What?
I said this is the actual vehicle, correct?
Yeah, that's the car right there. Only thing was left was the pillars, and that's what we hooked to. To drag it up was the easiest way to drag it up on.
Golly. Now, so let me ask you, man, what are the risk of these EVs when it comes to you guys? I mean, I see that you have this thing completely set off by itself. So obviously there's some risk that you guys have to deal with.
Oh, there's lots of risk because even when you're there, even if they think if they have contained, next thing you know, a couple minutes later, batteries pops out the side or a piece of metal heats up and out the side it goes. On the way back, I know he had to pull over because he was making some crackling sounds. And as he was coming back, another local company, Dave's Tri-City out of Rochester, saw we had it on the back of our truck, and he actually escorted behind us out of the kindness of his own heart to help us. No one asked him to do it. He saw what was going on and followed us back to the yard to make sure the firecrackers weren't going into people's yards as we were driving back. Unloaded it and heated up a little more when we unloaded it, but calmed down in about a day and a half. The temperature dropped down, and it took
Day and a half.
As of this morning, temperature's back down to normal.
That's insane. So, like, I've seen cars on the side of the road, and I know all of us have at some point in our life where a vehicle catches fire. But this is insane because there's no frame. There's no frame left, and that is burning for a day and a half.
Well, no, it didn't burn that long. It
That's
just
insane.
heats up. The cells all heat up inside, and they just warm up. They're cool. They sit in this big vat of gel.
I mean, those batteries are fucking massive, and it's not burning. Fuel. You got fuel, it burns out, and there's only so many
Eddie,
flammable things in a vehicle. But these EVs, man, that's dangerous.
Yeah.
What is there anything in the marketplace that's being created or exists today where to combat these, for our first responders, where they can combat this easier?
That
you know of?
ESA, I'm trying to think of the name of the group there. They're trying to develop all kinds of fire apparatus to contain them. You got to get them from the bottom. But if a car's already burnt down the ground, they can't pick it up to attack it. So you got two things. Just keep soaking it and let it burn out.
I see.
That's
You
wild.
can't really stop them.
Before we get on to you, Eddie, the only question I actually have left, man, about this is, do you have to get, in your team, do you guys have to get special training or certifications, or, are you having to invest additional dollars, time, and man hour, to deal with these EV fires?
They do at the tow shows have a couple of classes out there to bring us aware of what's going on. The guys, anytime we get into a situation where a front-end accident happens, show up on the scene, we try to work with the fire department to make sure they're going to be careful. They can't just go cut the battery cables like they do in regular motor vehicles, and they create more havoc.
Gotcha.
Well, Ed, As we ask everybody on the lounge and here on Tow Truck Tuesday, because people want to know. We know you a little bit, just met you today. So who is Eddie B and how did you get to where you are today?
It's a good question. All right. Well, I was born. Okay, it started right there, right?
You can, dude. You can. Honestly,
yeah,
like,
I came out of an egg somewhere. You know, my parents did something. I don't know. Found me somewhere. Grew up around the automotive industry with my father, and didn't like the way they were doing things. He had a tow truck, and ended up moving on to another towing outfit up in Salem, New Hampshire, Ray Lanes, which is a pretty good outfit when back in the day. And I got addicted to it, and used to be a mechanic. Went to Whittier Tech for auto repair, and I found there was more ways easier way to make a doll without getting dirty and having fun doing it.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing it basically 3/4 of my life now.
And you said you were a truck driver in the time that you took off to starting up Eddie B now, correct?
Yep. I took I got out of towing in 2000. Took a break, got into triaxle doing paving and all that. Then went to work for did that for 3 years, and my kids got older, and I said, you know, something time to get back into the towing. I enjoy it. So I've been doing it. I started my company back up in 2016, and went from one truck to 2 trucks, and in 7 years we're up to 13 pieces, and trying to mellow out.
Wow, that's impressive.
That is awesome.
It's a tough.
I love hearing those bootstrap stories though. It's not like, oh yeah, I like came in and just took over this company. Like you did it, came back, 1 truck, 2 truck, scaling properly. So like, and this has kind of been a common thing in some of these past few guests we've had on the lounge. It's like the best companies that I hear about nowadays are ran by cats that have done it, from taking out the trash to working up to getting on the shop floor, working on trucks, dispatching, and then all the way up. Like it makes a huge difference. So it's family grown, it's self grown.
Almost definitely. I wouldn't have what I have without my guys. I mean, my manager's been with me for 5 years. Half my guys have been with me 4 to 5 years. The other half have been here 2 to 3. I think my only youngest guy's been here for 8 months, but everybody's been 2, 3 years, and they, because of them, I don't go on the road too often anymore. I kind of miss it, but I don't at my age. I know I ain't that old, but but they do a phenomenal job. I mean, they all think the company's theirs. That my name is part of their name. They really believe in it, and they believe in themselves, and we believe in them. And it's a business
Eddie,
only gets as big as their employees allow it to.
How many middle managers you have?
Excuse me?
How many middle managers do you have?
I only have one. You met
That's
Pete.
right.
Well, you didn't meet Pete earlier, but Pete's my manager, and a couple of few dispatches. And
we're not gonna get rid of Pete's job, but we have this thing that we have a campaign that we have in Congress. Get rid of all the middle management.
Like, yeah, Josh.
The poor bastards are glorified babysitters. That's all they are.
That's
They
right.
whine, complain, they get yelled at. Yeah.
Hey, all right, Eddie. Hey, so you talked a little bit about when you were answering Hunter's question there about some of the things that you have done in the tow industry, and the size of the fleet that you got to now. When you got into towing, did you know exactly what space you wanted to be in? How was it figuring out where exactly to place your business and grow it to where it is now? Did you have struggles, failures? Did you try things that you didn't like that paid more money? Tell us about that stuff, about your journey a little bit.
Well, the funny part is how I got into it is, again, like I got out of it in 2000. Got back in 2016. I was out with I just had hernia surgery. I said, I'm really back into towing. My wife thought I was on crack. I says, I want to get back into towing. She came home from work one day. I had a tow truck in the yard. She goes, you serious? I go, yep. and I didn't plan anything. I just bought a truck, and then I realized how many companies were in my area, because again, it was a spare in the moment deal. I said, let's do it. And I've tried a few things, got into the medium duty up to that high, then I get out of it, trying to find drivers with CDL licenses. I got out of it, and now I get back into it, get a few CDL drivers now, and we're just trying to pick it all together and figure out which piece is going to make it all come together.
What do you primarily focus on, Eddie? Are you small, medium duty, just roadside type stuff, or do you do things from like auctions or private motor clubs, those type of things?
Yeah, we do it all. We do it all. I mean, you got to make a dollar. You can make it all blend into each other. We'll do anything from AAA roadside service up to Copart, up to, we do most of our volume nowadays, where I've cut back on some, I've cut back on AAA because we have a higher volume on police work now. We do a lot of, we're up to 12 police departments now we're working with, and that's the stuff that we want to be at. It's more recognizable. We do a lot of charity stuff around town here, and we enjoy doing that. We're trying to get back into it. We lost touch with the charity events around town because of COVID, and we're trying to get back into it. And people are coming out of their shells and starting to have the truck events and all that again. So,
any charities you can plug in, Eddie?
Give me 1 minute. I'm trying to think of the name of the company. We used to do it. We had to pull back because the state senator passed away. We used to do a lot of food drives. We used to go up to the Good Shepherd Food Bank up in Auburn, Maine, pick up a couple of truckloads, bring it down of stuff, and we used to be in line out here, and people would drive in. People were unfortunate, come in, get milk, bread. We had eggs. We had vegetables, all kinds of weird things we used to do. Try to do it once a month, but again, because of COVID, put a lot of stop to that stuff, and we're trying to get it going again.
Yeah, absolutely. So Eddie, last week we had, or not last week, but 2 weeks ago, we had Trooper Ben on. And one of the things that kind of sparked us starting this segment is the safety of tow truck drivers. And obviously he's a highway patrolman, but people that work on the side of the road. So I'm gonna roll this video real quick before I ask this question. And let's see here. It's the one that you had just sent me. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, that's my inside camera, one of my Peterbilts. And you can look out the back window. Pay attention, you see some headlights coming real fast. He came right around the cruiser. Here he comes. Then if you look to the right, as soon as it hits the back of the truck, you see it flipping over on his roof.
Yeah, here we'll run it back one more time so people can see it. Everybody watching, pay attention to the right in this area.
There. It hits here, look to your right real quick, and then boom, you see it going on its roof.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah,
So as
downtown Rochester on a Sunday night, quiet night, downtown Rochester, the state police behind us with the blues on. Guy just kept on driving and went right around the trooper.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, when we were talking to Trooper Ben, he said his biggest fear as a highway patrolman wasn't being shot, but it was getting hit.
Yeah.
Right. So what's your biggest fear out there, man? Like, how does that make you feel? Hearing that from a guy that goes out there every day, is on the highway every day, not dealing with you guys, but that's one of y'all's partners, which is one of the craziest things that I learned, like how tight you are with the police department. What are some of the bigger fears out there? And how does that make you feel to hear a state trooper of
it scares
15 plus years to say that he is more scared of getting hit by a vehicle on the side of the road and
scares the shit out of me for my guys. They don't understand. I can't beat it into their heads enough how important it is to keep your head on a swivel. And the problem is, we're a creature of habits. We have controls on both sides of the trucks, and we're so used to working from the driver's side, and that's the dangerous side when you're on the highway. And we try to go to the passenger side. We try to think, but we get in routines. And I keep telling them, make sure you keep looking. I mean, before I came off the road, it used to piss me off. I'll be out there doing a call, trying to load a car, and biggest thing that pissed me off the most, the tractor trailers. They know all about the slow down shit across the road, and nothing pissed me off. I'd be doing something, I'm seeing this guy coming. He's got plenty of time to move over. I want to throw so many shit at tractor trailer drivers. They're the ones that set the road management. They know what's going on. They're the ones who should be slowing people down and working with everybody. And, being a lane hog and move over just enough so people aren't coming down his side or the middle lane to protect people. It's
hey, let me just show the people the car that you shared with us, just to put it in perspective.
Yeah, this is my tow
serious this is. Yeah. So everybody watching, from what Eddie had told me and Pete, the manager, that every single name on here is a tow operator that had been hit, and
either tow operator, law enforcement, EMS. They're all part of it. There's so many people who got killed by people just not paying attention, or even paying attention, just getting drawn to the lights. It's like a mosquito.
I mean, that's
sad. That's actually eye-opening.
No, it is. I mean, he brings his car to a lot of shows, and he up in New Hampshire here. New Hampshire have called him to see if he would do the move over law events they have once a year at different rest areas, and he's had his car at one of them. He's had him at the tow show up there for the weekend, just to bring awareness. I have, a place that we camp at all the time, where our camp is. We just had one of our neighbors. She just got pulled over a week ago. And for that one thing, she didn't know. And I go, what do you mean you didn't know? We talk about this all. She didn't know. So I explained to her, doesn't matter what color the light is, slow down. If you can't slow down, if you can't push a guy out of your way, slow down. It's sickening. It's scary.
It's a different scenario, but it's the same in the relevancy of it. So I saw a video the other day of this public bus, people transportation company down in Mexico City. And one of the biggest complaints of all of the people in the city were, bicycle riders. And these buses come flying by these people. So what they did is they took the bus drivers and put them on a stationary bike. And they had a lane set up where one of the buses would come by them at only like 10, 20 miles an hour. Every single one of them, as the bus approached, was flinching. So I can't imagine being on the side of the interstate. What's the average shoulder size in the Northeast?
8 feet.
8 feet.
10 feet.
How wide's a vehicle?
My truck's are 108 wide with the mirrors. You add another foot on each side of the mirrors. And if you're against the guide rail, forget it. Yeah, I mean, we're over the white line. If we're against the guide rail on like Route 16 up here,
right?
It's scary. Scary.
How wide's a vehicle? What's your workspace in there? Because
as I'm saying, there is no workspace. There is no workspace. So
I wonder how many people would truly stand out there on the side of the road.
We all do. We got no choice.
Yeah, you guys do, but like normal people, like that's something that I think a lot of people should experience. Like, would you still fly by just as fast as you do, and not take a second to slow down and pull over, or not pull over, but try to get in the other lane. Slow down, if anything, because I understand if you're in busy traffic, you can't always get over. But think about it blows me away. And to see that car with that many names on it, how many friends, family, how many people were affected by each name that is on that vehicle because someone refused to slow down, someone was distracted.
That's right.
It's sad.
Hey, Eddie, let me ask this part. Man, that's kind of a two-part question, but do you or your guys or tow operators period, do y'all feel safer if there is law enforcement behind y'all with their lights on? I mean, obviously the video we just saw, people still run over, but does that make you guys and gals feel better, you know, having that additional person behind y'all kind of bringing attention to things?
Well, it all depends, because again, people aren't paying attention. You get somebody, we have a lot of State Farm roadside guys up here with the trucks. They'll block a lane for you. And a lot of people will see the first truck and they still don't see us. They just don't pay attention. Do we feel more safe? The answer to your question, we feel safer, yes, as long as they're out looking. They're out looking, keeping their heads on a swivel and giving us, hey, watch out, some guys coming. I mean, the state troopers up here, they're awesome. All the law enforcement's awesome. They try to do their best and keep an eye out for, my night guys out here. I hear it all night long. How many times you almost got hit? How many times the troopers left to go after somebody?
Well, let me ask this, Eddie. Is there like a rule of thumb when it comes to whether there is law enforcement on site, maybe blocking a lane, or are y'all free to call them and say, hey, I could use some additional help here, maybe block off a lane? How does that work? Do you know?
You can call them. You might be waiting a little bit. It's, if you got a block lane, you have no choice but to use a trooper. Anybody else by law, you block the lane, you cause the accident. So, you're damned if you do. Like a fellow tow truck driver come up behind us and put his truck over the white line to slow people down. He gets hit. He's screwed. It's his fault. You know what I mean? So, tit for tat. You're damned if you do, damned if you don't. You're hustling. You're throwing the car as quick as you can. Throw one chain on, throw one strap on, just to get around either off the off ramp, around the guide rail. We can throw the rest of the straps in the car, the chains are tied down. We don't do flat tires on the side of the highway. We load and go. Get them off the highway. I mean, because it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's lights there or not. People, there's no right answer.
Still gonna do it. Well, and that goes back, and we've talked about it, distracted driving, man. But I think CBs need to come back, because this could help out with the truck drivers coming over a big hill. Hey, just slow down. There's an accident. Boom.
That's the thing. It used to be that way, bro. Used to know about that shit.
Yeah.
Miles ahead, and drivers used to move over for everyone on the side of the road, especially tow operators, man. I mean,
yeah. I mean, me driving in my Jeep down the highway, like there are times I come over a hill and there is an accident right there. There's emergency personnel, tow drivers, cops, whatever it may be, and I don't know about them. I can't see them, and it's hard enough for me to stop and slow down and do my best. I'll throw my flashers on. But
people using Waze, it pops up on Waze nowadays. Having a great moment, can't remember, because we talked about this, and I sure thought there's a new device out there we can hook to our trucks that works just like Waze. As soon as our lights come on, the beacons, it shoots out alerts on people's phones. Who's ever got Google, Waze, whatever automotive apps out there, they're all supposed to interconnect, and it's supposed to pop up alert like police ahead. It's supposed to say, emergency services ahead now, and it's supposed to be, it's coming around our area. I've had some inquiries about it, and we're looking into it.
But yeah, this is how silly it is, though. And I've been trying to find the video. I can't. If I do find it later, I will post it across the board. But so we're talking about lights here. But I did see that video where a tow truck operator found a piece of tread that had come off an 18-wheeler tire. And what he did was walked about 30, 50 yards back behind him and put that piece of tread in the middle of the road. Every single car slowed down and got over. So what does that tell you? What's more important, fucking up your vehicle or taking a life?
Yeah, that's right. Good idea. Take it outside the box, throw a gator down.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a good idea on his part.
So Eddie, I had a question.
I need to ask old Super Ben if that's legal.
I get somebody asking a question.
Yeah, what's up, Spud?
So I had a question about the LED lights. Do you find those more helpful or more dangerous since those became a thing?
Oh, I think that shoot me, but I think they're dangerous. They remind me of mosquitoes. They're going, people driving down, they're so bright, you just, I know it's myself doing it. I try to
No,
look
I
down.
agree. I definitely agree as a truck driver. We see those, and then now I can't see anything else.
Yep.
Some states are worse than others. Yeah, they're great when you're trying to see, but not when you're trying to make other people see you.
Right. Now, when you're coming into an incident and you get all these flashing lights going, it's crazy. I had an incident I had to roll over a couple of winters ago that I went out to secure the scene for the Maine State Police. They gave me the GPS coordinates out there, put my lights on, but the customer went to go help. The lights, was making her have a seizure. So I had to go up and shut the lights off. So, I mean, that's how it affects some people.
There you go. So, talking about safety, talking about what you guys go through, one of the biggest things that gets brought up anytime tow truck operating comes around is the rates. Predatory tow truck drivers out here. And I know there are the ones that carry around, their little walkie-talkie here when the cops are coming, truck gets stuck under a bridge, boom, they show up. Cops are like, whatever. Makes sense. Maybe he called the guy and then that truck's stuck in the yard for $30,000. But that's not everybody. What are some of the variables or the factors that go into play that set the rates for Eddie B?
Well, before COVID, things were normal. Since
Right.
COVID, everything's hit the shit's hit the fan. The price trucks have gone up 40 to 60%. And when you're trying to run a company, but like a couple of police departments, you got regulations. You can only
Right.
charge XYZ amount. And you can't, 3 years ago, yeah, you could do it for $130 for a hook. You could do it like this. Now they need to have a sit down, and they really need to sit down with the towing companies and say, hey, what's it cost to run a tow truck company?
Right.
We don't get taxes. Our taxes don't pay for
Well,
our
actually, before you go on, man, what does go into that? Because I've heard, the headsets. Like, what about insurance? What about driver pay now? Payroll with inflation, how it is nowadays. I know you touched on the increase of truck prices, but phones, everything that you have to involve in that. I mean,
everything
in
from
a ballpark, what does it take to make a one truck profitable in a single day?
God forbid, no, nothing breaks down. That's it. I mean, you're just getting by. With today's rates, you can't. Especially, it all depends on the area you live too. We don't live in a metropolitan area where you got, hundreds of thousands of cars going by every day. We got thousands of cars going by every day. We live in the area where everybody works for mom and pops. They have older vehicles. Yeah. They can't afford, a local toll for $100, $125, where before it used to be $60, $70. Now we have to charge $100, $125. We feel bad, but they don't. It is. And then the downside to that too. So many people went out, bought new vehicles, and then everything happened. The road crashed, and they can't afford the insurance on them. So we'll get cars with cars will be a year old with loans on them, getting severe accident. Oh, I got no insurance. Airbags all blown, rolled down. We spent an hour and a half digging out of the woods, and they don't have 2 nickels to rub. You're out fighting.
So digging into insurance, how many insurance options are there for you as a tow truck operator? Much less the driver. We'll get into that on the other side, but for you guys,
as a company owner, when I got into it 8 years ago, we got reborn into the towing industry because there's a whole different towing industry from when I get out of the 2000s till now. I like it more now than the 2000s, more safety, conscience, and awareness and all that. But the problem is there was dozens of insurance companies out there. Now there's not. We, after 8 years of being in business past March, after being with the same company with zero claims in 8 years. And they got a letter, we're getting out of the automotive towing industry. get out of it. Had a search, found another one. Went to another big company. Just 2 months ago, we get another letter. Come next March, we're gonna find somebody else. They're getting out of it, and we're out with our insurance agent. He's out. They're putting so many restrictions on insurances now. I could be out of business in a year because the insurance rates are just no one wants to do them, and the people who are doing them, they're going to monopolize and say, "Hey, yeah, it's $100,000. You got 14 pieces. Yeah, it's $100,000. We just went up to 66. We're a small company." I'm like, how do they do it? And you get the bigger companies in the metropolitan area. They don't care if they have a $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 year policy because they got the working income of the big trucks doing it. Our smaller guys, we're screwed.
Well, before I get to the next question, we might have somebody that might be able to help you out with insurance. They're our in-house resident of the lounge for insurance purposes, so we'll dig into that. But going back to what you said previously about vehicles that you pick up that have no insurance, what happens there? Do you guys get paid? You could just get stuck with the vehicles? What's that look like?
Yeah, it all depends. I guess 60% of them will get stuck with. You can try to fight them. You can't. They got nothing. What are you going to do? So we have to sit in, send the paperwork out to the state, even though in the state of Maine, you have 14 days to file for ownership. What happens, even though we reach out to them, we still get a file for title because they have no title. It's a new vehicle, it's not paid off, they have no title. So now we're going to go through Maine. They'll send it out to the lien holder, and lien holder will call you, "Hey, we want to come inspect this car." Well, they don't want to. They come inspect it. They're not going to pick it up because it's totaled, so they don't have nothing to do with it. So they're going to go after the owner of the vehicle anyways and get the money for the loan. Meanwhile, we're stuck holding the bag, fighting to get the title. They'll get us we can get a title for it, but by the time we get it, it's been here for 90 to 120 days. 160 days. Sitting there taking up space, waiting for all this. And then you get it. Junking ain't like it used to be back in the day. It used to be hundreds of junkyards. Now there's only a couple, and people getting out of that industry. So it's.
Yeah, I feel like most of these cars are made of plastic nowadays, so you can't even go and scrap them.
No.
And then you send them to the auction house, and that you got to pay the auction house. Like, you got to pay for your title. Like, it seems like just a lot of work.
Yeah, and insurance company, as soon as the airbag goes off, they don't care how little damage it is, they're going to total a car. So it's not like you used to.
I didn't even think about that. So the car's not even operable to where you could sell it like that. That's
right. Oh, you can sell it. The insurance companies don't want to have the liability after they fix it, so they just soon send it off to IAA, Copart, or something like that. Another body shop will come in. They'll put bags in it. They don't have to worry about, the bag's not going off. Where the insurance company will if they're liable for fixing it. So that's why the Copart yards are full and the IAA yards are full, because insurance companies easier for them to write it off.
Damn, that's crazy. Insurance is already like the biggest crock of shit to me. Like, you pay for it, and then half the time you try to, even if you have to make a claim, they're like, nah, I don't know if I'm going to cover this. Probably not.
Right, but it's funny you said that. I'll put on an insurance hat. Like, owning a company, I got 15, 30 different hats going on every day, right? So when it comes to the insurance industry, and I look at the insurance industry as a whole, I understand why they're dropping them. I understand why they're dropping this person. I understand, we just had a customer 2 weeks ago get in an accident, and they had a friend use their car and got totaled, and they denied it because they weren't even on their list, because they're making new statements that you signed that don't even see it anymore, that the person's not on your policy. We're not going to cover it now. So you got to read all the fine print nowadays, or ask the questions about that. They're losing it there. But as an insurance company, yeah, they're making money off our money. They're investing it. They're living, But at the end of the day, look at everything that's going on around the world. Look at all these hurricanes, tornadoes, everything, all these weather events. I don't know how they're in business, to be honest with you.
I want to ask something I know that a lot of people think about, man. Probably a lot of people that are watching right now is, what is it like showing up to some of these severe accidents, man? Is how's the adrenaline going? What are y'all's worries? What's the focus and what's the frame of mind when you guys are dealing with this stuff?
It's usually pretty, we used to be gung ho. Now we've set the pace around our company. When you get there, you get out there, no rush. Take your time. If they're in a situation, take your time. EMS had the time to do what they had to do. The fire department had the time to do the state police. They had time to do their homework. Give us time to do our job correctly. I know they're all in a rush. I've been here for 2 hours. We had to do this. We had to do this. Hurry up. Get the hell out of here. No. Let's take our pictures. Let's do what we do. Let's get the manpower. Let's do this correctly without anybody getting hurt, any equipment getting broken. You had your time to do your job. Don't rush us before somebody else gets hurt and we have to open up a lane. What's another 10, 15 minutes after you've been there for 2 hours? Yeah, I know you're bored. I know 5 minutes feels like 3 hours sitting on the side of the road, but I know with my guys' mentality, when they get to a call, they're pretty laid back. They know they're going to get there. Hey, how you doing? What do you need done? But trying not to be excited, because if you get excited, you're going to make a mistake. Someone's going to get hurt. You got to communicate. Who's in charge? Let them know what you're doing the whole way through. So I know years ago when I was into it, when I first going into it, yeah, let's go, exit cards roof, woohoo! Nowadays, let's go, let's do this. Whoever's in charge of the scene, they can't read our minds. They don't know what we're going to do. We got to look at it. Go tell them what we're going to do. I've come across some officers. I don't give a shit. Just get the fuck me out of here. And I'll have some guy, hey, take your time. Do what you got to do. Thanks for telling me. Thanks for communicating. Thanks for letting us know what's going on. How long do you think it's going to be? Give an honest estimate. Don't lie. My name, and the guys all know our name, my name, our company name means a lot to us. It's easy to tell the truth. Hey, we'll be here. We'll be out in 20 minutes. We'll be here. Hey, I need somebody else to give us a hand. So, yes, the adrenaline used to be there. Not anymore. It's not. We try to take our time.
That's right. We live in a different world with a different environment now. Where people, we become so more distracted driving because of all the electronics and vehicles. Like, I restore classic GM cars, right? Like, when I drive that baby, I'm not distracted. I'm chilling, right? I have a 76 Caddy that I do. It's like a fucking boat, and that's all I restore, man. And then, I drive my 23 Suburban. That dude, just one little fucking electrical fire is done,
I'll have to send a Caddy to you later. A buddy of mine's got a nice 77 for sale right now. Beautiful. Really? Right up your alley.
I buy and sell cars, man. We gotta connect, Eddie.
Yeah.
Eddie, I wanted to ask you a question though. Speaking of towing, are you familiar with towing in the urban areas?
Yes.
Like heavily dense. Okay. The one reason why I bring that up because in Illinois, in the urban areas, a lot of game bangers that mainly are tow truck drivers, and they like game banging tow truck driving, and it's sad. Okay, it's a sad way of they bring that world into the private world, right? But I bring that up to say it's crazy to me. Like people will shoot at truck drivers, and like they have to resort to violence, and like it's a fucking crazy world. And my sister does it, and she's only I'm 37. She's 35, and she's a fucking tow truck driver, dude. In the city, and she just doesn't give a shit, dude. And she just she prays every day before she walks out, and she prays on every tow. And dude, she just she doesn't carry. She's crazy, but her people carry. But the question I wanted to ask is, what's your opinion on one of the issues that the government has to get involved? Of course, you know how no political views, but these motherfuckers know like. The blue states, they just love getting their hands in the pot, right? And because of that, the costs have skyrocketed. Equipment costs have skyrocketed naturally, right? The market, but outside of that, compliance costs have skyrocketed, and taxes have skyrocketed in urban areas. And it's not only unique to Chicago. And dude, people are getting tow bills for like $5,000 for like 2 miles. It's getting out of hand. It's like it's insane. So, any opinion on that? I know you can't get political, but you can on that topic, right? That's
Oh, I don't care. I'll say I don't care who I'm talking to. They all know who they are, what they are. At the end of the day, I need to put my head down and know I didn't screw somebody. It's a dangerous world out there. My guy's not allowed to carry. There should be no competition. We've come across people doing repos and stuff like that. You know, or trespass towing, like you're saying, pick up cars. People do the parking lot towing, pick up cars, bring them back, and people come out and get all bad. I'm going to shoot. You know, people shoot. They shoot them. Why? Over a fucking car. Come on. You know, fucking go to jail and ruin someone's life over a fucking $20,000 piece of shit. Come on, because you parked your car when you weren't supposed to. You know, because before I come up this way, you know, my main area was down in North Andover, Mass, but we did a lot of Lawrence police towing, which is, like you said, you know, it's the biggest city I've actually worked in. I never really worked down in the Boston area. I'm not too far from Boston, but I have friends down that way, and I hear some of the shit they go through. And I have another good friend of mine does a lot of repo for a big company. And the shit that I see them go through, I'm like, why are you going to shoot somebody over your car? You know you did something wrong. You know you didn't make your payment. You know you weren't supposed to park there. And where they get the $5,000, where they get the bills, it's hard to see because a lot of companies, you're doing shit like that, you're regulated. Especially in the big cities, you're regulated on what you can charge. So these guys do private towing. It's not a police tow, so it's a different story. It is a different, you know, it's a different category because police towing, you get rates, but I know some states have, you got to go by, but like you said, why are you going to charge somebody what are you talking, regular car or trucks? You know?
Well, that's a good point. I'm saying regular cars, like no Class A vehicles. Yeah. If
they're towing, I don't know, understand why they would be charging somebody $5,000. I mean, if it's been sitting there for a month, yeah, you know, $100 a day for storage.
There's always more to the story, I'm sure.
Yeah, we're at $85 to $110, depending on the size of the vehicle, what the situation is, all that. I don't know how they do it, why they do it, and how they get away with it.
Yeah.
Damn predatory towers. You tow guys are the problem, man. Hashtag boycott tow operators. No,
no, I
we're gonna boycott our own show.
I can play both sides. I can be a customer on the side. I'll have a customer. I just had a customer last night and finished it today. Towed his boy's truck at nearby state police. He was all pissed off. Come by after hours. Wanted to pick his truck up. He was all pissed off. I said, yeah, it's going to be, you know, gate fee, $60. You know, it's after hours. You just showed up. He's pissed because we're closed. And then he came down today and he's threatening me and doing this. And by the time I was done with him, we're shaking hands. He's laughing his ass off because, like, what are you all pissed off about? You weren't driving the truck. You don't know. You know, you're helping him out. But why are you all pissed off? He's getting car towed. You know, it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with me. You know, he's the one who did what he wasn't supposed to do. Calm down, Willis.
Hey, you know, Franklin, if you like, this will be the one time because I do want to hear some tow truck stories from Memphis because I can't fucking imagine.
You ever watch those reality TV shows about tow
shit,
trucks?
Yeah. You can't. You have to.
Eddie B is a producer. Y'all don't know that. He's a producer of the tow show.
It's a side gig, man. He's got a Discovery Channel on lock.
on a serious note, you know, with those fees and stuff, you know, I mean, obviously we know that it all comes down to, you know, things like integrity and honesty, you know, treating people right, you know, doing business the correct way, and not taking advantage of those in a situation that have no choice, which is what the situation a lot of drivers are in, you know, as far as semis, and also, you know, some people in four-wheelers. A lot of times they don't have a choice in who comes to tow their vehicle or what it's towed for. And, you know, people don't understand what the cost should be. So, you know, you were talking about earlier, you know, it used to be $60 for a local tow, and now it's double that. You know, people they have a misconception about how much tows should cost, but there are a lot of those that take advantage. I'm going to use this to move into to my next question because I've we talked backstage, and I've seen pictures of your trucks. I'm looking at your website right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up. But what I want to talk about, man, is the honesty and integrity thing. And I see these graphics on your trucks here. This is just one of them right here. Dude, what's the deal with the graphics on the truck? Why the American flag, the eagle, that stuff? Does it hold something significant to you, Eddie? Because every truck, look at this, every truck, man, I love it.
It comes down. It was funny because back when I got into it years and years and years ago, my old boss, we did it. That's when I started running the company for him, and I wanted to do the thing. I wanted to respect, the fallen and the people who give their lives for what we have. I mean, we want to be the way we are without the people who do it. So when I started my company, which is funny, I don't know if you can see, you really can't see behind me. Some of my trucks should be royal blue. When I got, real dark blue, when I first got into this, my son went into the service, into the Army, and this is going back in 2016. And before he went in, I was going to start the company, but I didn't want to say nothing to him.
So badass.
He went into the service. I started my company. I wanted to have his own direction. Soon as he graduated boot camp, all my equipment after that started to switch back over the way I did it back in the mid-90s on my other truck. And on back on all my trucks, it was showing support for them. And then on the back of all my windows on my trucks, I have all the branches, all the way down from the Army, Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force. There's like 5, 6 of them on there. There's a whole bunch of them, and just out of respect, saying it's our way to say thank you, saying thank you to my son. I didn't know my son. I get a phone call. It was in senior year of high school. Hey, Dad, I'm down here at the recruiting office. I need you to come sign me to get me in. Never even mentioned it. So took balls to go to join today's Army. The people who are doing it, they don't understand.
Hey, what's your son's name?
My name is I said, yes, Josh.
Oh, no way. What
Yeah.
what branch do you serve?
He's in the Army still. He's been there. He's
Hey,
on
Josh,
year
thank
number
you for
10
your
right
service,
now.
brother. If you're
Yeah.
listening, thank you for your service.
Yeah, he's and it means a lot, and we have the boots and the rifle and the hat on our trucks, and we get a lot of respect from it, and it means a lot. It hits home with my son and what he's doing, and it's scary. Every day I have my niece's husband, he's in there, a lot of family. I never thought of it when I was young. I never had the influence or the push to do it like, the guidance like the kids have these days. I wish we had the guidance growing up like our kids do that got from us, that we did get from our parents.
That's encouraging, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Eddie.
That's powerful, man. I'm obviously, I served as well, and we had talked backstage about your son and stuff and all that, and I think that's great, man, that you're taking, your love and appreciation for our country, but also, having the direct affiliation with your son, and and putting that into your company. And I'm also glad that it actually has a meaning. I talked on a show I think last week about people who use veterans, and the veteran stigma to help themselves out, to seem like they're better and they're supporting something, and and it's all just a ploy. Nothing else makes me sicker than that. So,
Yeah.
Dude, I think it's amazing that you as a parent, especially someone that isn't prior military, and even especially in today's military, man, to have that pride and stuff for your son. Because I'm gonna tell you that he is part of the most elite group of people in this country, and I'm not talking about fucking billionaires. I'm talking about service members.
Yeah.
It is less than 1% of our country signs up to be in the military every year, but it's something like 25% or more of our country is eligible to serve in the United States Armed Forces, man. So they are the elite of the elite of the elite. No matter what you think of this country or anything else, military members have nothing to do with that. They're just doing a job. And even if they joined for college, I still think it's selfless. Because just think about how right in the fucking mind you got to be to say, I'm willing to go die just so I could go to college or just so I could have retirement or health benefits or get job training. So, dude, that stuff hits home with me.
When I get down to him, when I go down to see him, and he's got a group of guys that work under him, and listen to the way they talk about my boy, just talking about, I want to cry. It's just so, I don't know where he got it from. I don't know what I mean. It's awesome. No, he's got integrity. He's got, if you knew him after seeing, you want to kick him in the ass. And here he comes out of there and he turns his whole life out. He's got married, he's got 3 kids now. And it's on year number 10, and I hope he stays in for another 10 years at least, hopefully. But at the end of the day, I mean, like you said, these guys, whoever signs up now, it's not for the money. They want to do what they believe in their country. They believe in us. They believe in protecting us. I mean, it takes balls to do that these days. This is a weird country, a weird world right now. Scary world.
Yeah.
So anybody who signs up now.
One question I want to ask. I couldn't find the picture of your back of your truck that I know I had, but I didn't pay attention to it then. Do you have the Space Force on the back of your truck?
No, I do not.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. Damn. All right. Boozy.
Okay. See, it's funny because
I'm not going to talk shit about anybody. Space Force is the
incredible one. It's
That's
credible.
what it is.
But I had all the branches, and had a couple of the troopers say, "What about the Coast Guard? What about the Coast Guard?" And I never thought of it. A lot of the state troopers up our way, a lot of them are in the Coast Guard, and they serve years, and they're still in it. So I said, next time I do the next truck, I'll make sure. And when I did do the next truck, I got enough window screens, and we replaced them on a couple of the other trucks. So they're all recognized. Didn't do it on purpose. It was my fault. Never thought of it. Never thought about the Coast Guard.
No one ever does. And dude, I'll tell you, I don't know if it's true, but I had a friend of mine that when we were friends later part of my teenage years, but he joined the Coast Guard, and I don't know if it's true, but he had told me that the Coast Guard sees more like action, combat style action on a regular basis than any other branch of the military. And even as far as
I could see that
the guy that brought out to my attention, he tells me some of the horror stories, and he's still in. He still goes and does it for that rush.
And Coast Guard's some badass motherfuckers, especially.
It's almost like they're unsanctioned. They do what they fucking want.
Yeah, I mean, dude, let's think about the Coast Guard. You got up in Alaska, just for an example, you got a crab boat, you got any kind of fishing boats out there flip over in the middle of a storm in the Bering Sea. Who's going to save them? The fucking Coast Guard.
I'm talking about
helicopters. Smugglers.
We're talking. That's what I'm talking. I'm talking like actual firearms.
Dude, let's talk about Miami. Well, what's coming in from Miami? A bunch of fucking cocaine from Cuba, Colombia, wherever, dude.
Allegedly. Hey, allegedly.
Allegedly. Well, now they're just walking it in, man. They actually have mules instead of people, so it works out.
How a boat can make it from Cuba all the way up here. Whoa, the water. How does it happen?
Well, I mean,
still proven guilty.
Hey, I think in the long run, man, the moral of the story here is if you are in any kind of branch, even if you're a reserve, dude. Kudos to fucking you. Thank you a million times for fucking supporting our country. I have a buddy who's in the Space Force, and dude, he's on like some shit where I don't know. Let's think about Space Force in the sense of like all the technological hacks that have been going on, man. Like it's not necessarily space. Like we're talking about.
What are you talking about? My phone.
Yeah, whatever, man. I mean, they're still sitting behind the desk, but
Eddie. All I'm saying is, look, I got respect for all of the branch military, including the Space Force, but you don't have to go and get new stickers. Dude, just go in the kitchen, grab some tinfoil, make a tinfoil hat, and stick that shit on the outside of your tow truck, bro.
I do that on the antennas for the TV.
Yes.
45 years ago. I don't want to do it again. That's why I'm great.
And I should have known John, our resident Air Force veteran.
He's good.
John, you know that the Air Force was so fucking excited the day they announced the Space Force because it took all of the heat off of you guys, man. And I'm going to end on the military thing with this one deal. when I had my first sergeant, his brother was in the Air Force, who was also a first sergeant. And this was back in the early 2000s before we had the ability to send memes and shit. So they used to email each other memes that they'd make. And this was still to this day one of the best military memes I've ever fucking seen. And it was printed on a piece of government paper. Just want to make that clear. And it was on his door. And it was a picture of the caveman from the Geico commercials dressed in an Air Force uniform. And it said, "The chair force. So easy a caveman can do it." Still to
fucking
this day,
true, man.
bro.
Hey, can you imagine? Can you imagine when Trump started the Space Force and the thing of flying on that fucking wall?
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Dude,
All right,
especially
guys, I have an
smoking.
idea.
Dude. Yeah.
I have an idea, guys. It's gonna be great.
Dude, Trump and Space Force. He's like, "Can we do this? Can we do that?" You know, he was asking crazy fucking questions.
We're going to space. It's gonna be huge. We're taking over space. It's growing. We're growing.
The universe.
Look at me
is
now,
not
Mom.
referred to the USA. Fuck yeah.
All right. So before people start logging out because we're talking about military, but hey, to all the troops out there, thank you.
That's right.
Thank you. Most definitely.
So Eddie, we're gonna bring it back down to some basics, man. What's your favorite fucking part about what you do?
What I do now, I like to dispatch. I love dispatching. I love dealing with customers. I love dealing with irate customers. I love the customers in the most pissed off mood. I love them the best because by the time I'm done with them, they're giggling. I love the customer interaction over the phone, talking to the people, trying to help them out of their situation. Trying to, take a deep breath. We're going to be there. We'll solve your problem. Yeah, that's it. And chat with the guys. My guys, I can't say it enough. I get a great group of guys, and I treat them. They're human. They put their pants on the same way. We all put the same pants on the same way. They're going to make mistakes. They're going to oversleep. They're going to have problems. They're human, just like everybody else. So when somebody calls, "Why aren't you here 15 minutes?" AAA gold members, you know what I mean? "Why aren't you here? How come 45 minutes? Well, we're no different from nobody else. Don't have the staff. To keep up,
All right, so this is going to turn into a 4-part question. It's going to be 2. Since you're starting in the office, what's your least favorite part about what you just said? Being in the office, doing dispatch, dealing with people. If any at all. If there's not, then fuck yeah.
Don't bullshit, Eddie.
No, I'm not. No, the least, what I hate? Slow days. If it's slow,
I feel that.
I take an.
Dude,
I get bored.
you don't have any crazies in there beating on the fucking
wrapped.
wall saying, "Give
We're
me my
back
car
wrapped
back."
up doing something because it's slow. Hey, let's do this. A call will come in. We'll start doing this, and 10 minutes go by. Oh shit! That freaking call. Let's go do that because I work better under pressure. That's it. I mean, if the least thing is that, and this is going to sound weird too. Everybody tells me how much they like our company. Or they'll call about my drivers.
That's rare, man.
They'll call about my drivers, and it's like, yeah, bullshit. How much do you pay you to say that? It's not my least thing. It's my happiest thing. But at the same time, I hear it all the time, and I love it. And I pass it on to the driver.
Eddie, are you going to be?
It's like,
Eddie, are you going to be?
It's like a kid, It's like a kid when you hear your parents saying, "Oh, I love you." It's like, I know. Like, I don't want to hear that. But
Eddie's going to be the first person that he's going to give out $50 Amazon cards for bad review. He's like, "I need just one so I can stop this perfect."
It's funny you say that. You know what we do? You know when we get a bad review is when someone's kid who just has their license crashes their vehicle. When I'm talking through example, this happens a lot. They come down. We have no money. We have no insurance. The truck hit a pole. We're there for an hour and a half. The car's been here for 4 days. We did this. I got no money. The bill's up to $1,200, $1,300. Okay. All right. The car's drivable. All right. And then the kid say, "Okay, I'll give it. You got no money. Give him a deal. break it down to $500. Here you go. They live close. You want the return phone calls. And that's what I try to do. Most of our customers coming here, I'm looking at them as not just getting all the money right then and there that day. Oh, yeah. You got to pay this, you got to pay this, and screw you. No, I don't care. No, we don't do that here. We try to work with the people, be compassionate, understand their situation, and then you go and help them out. Then you get this fucking review. These guys were shysters, what assholes. I don't believe this. He did this. This was this. They don't tell the truth. And I'm blown away. It takes it away because you come across another person who's so humble, has got no thing, and you don't want to help them out because so many people you've helped out, you're a fucking asshole for being a nice guy or being compassionate. And if it's a piece of junk, we don't want to get stuck with it, so we're definitely going to be compassionate. Yeah, take it for $200. Just get it out of here. You know?
Hey, Eddie, do us a favor. If they ever give you a bad review, find that person's Twitter handle so we control the shit out. I control the shit out of them. Troll the shit out of them.
It's funny you say that because we've only had, last year, I think we had 4.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Give it to Josh.
We only had 4 reviews, and 3 of them end up responding and apologizing after everybody else beat them up because they knew they were lies. They knew they were lies, and people just, and like you said, they put it on Facebook, and we have I think we have a pretty good following. People know who I am personally, how I am personally, and
Nice.
And they just beat them up for me. I don't have to say nothing, which is great.
Wait, is that your Twitter handle?
That's great shit,
I
man.
didn't
When you
realize
got
that.
Yeah.
that's that tribe, that's that community love right there. It's
Yeah,
like,
right. And I've
who
had
the fuck are
call
you?
back and-
Bring
There's
up some of that
still
Boston.
been a couple that no matter what you do, you're not going to make them happy. And it's like, get a life. Get a
Let's
life.
start
We
going
just
on there and be like,
freak
yeah, I used to
out.
beat up your
Oh,
dad in high
we have
school, you
6
nerd.
cars. We can't afford to we have 6 cars. We can't afford to show them all. Well, don't drive the damn things.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of that comes from, number one, people are in a bad situation. You know,
Yep.
if your fucking car breaks down and you get in an accident, much less you don't have insurance, people are already in a bad mood. And then I'd be like getting fucking mad at your friend coming to pick you up if your car broke down. You know, like you're out there doing a service. Like if you just leave it over there, someone's gonna break into it. It's gonna get fucking towed. It's gonna get impounded. Like you're not gonna get that shit back. So like, shame on you for doing a good job there, Eddie.
Well, a lot of
How
people
dare
we
you.
get out there, they'll say, oh my God, $100, we just go down the street. I said, you know something? I don't blame you. I'd be upset too. You know why? It was an unplanned expense. You know,
Yep.
like I've had women bitch and moan. I'll say, you know something? Let me put it in this way for you. You go get your hair cut. You go get your hair done. Costs you $40, $50, $60, right? You drive to them.
Yep.
You sitting in their chair. They put, you know, I know a hairdresser very well, and I know what it costs each year to do what they got to do, right? And because just like on the lines of tipping, all right, it's a planned event. They know they're going to spend $60 to get their hair done. They know the guy's going down the street and he's going to put these nice tires on his car. They know that. They're not planning on a deer running out in front of them and hitting them. Exhaust system falling off. It's an unexpected bill. So I try to make them see it in that way. It's an unplanned event. Don't get mad. And I usually, like I said, in 9 out of 10 of them, understand where I come from after I say that to them. It's an unplanned event, you know. And how long is my car going to be down for? Shit, how am I going to get to work tomorrow? How am I going to get, whose car am I going to use? I don't have another replacement. So they're not stressed out of not just paying $100. They're stressed about everything else, but we're the ones who's getting beat up. How long are you going to be here? I can have, I get 7 guys. I'm a small company, and I get 7 guys all day during the day, and then we get a couple backups if we need to, going all the time during the day. And they get bummed out. Oh, it's going to be about 45 minutes. Oh, my God, you can't hear. Again, we can't, fire departments take, 20 minutes sometimes, especially where we are. So
Yeah.
I think I got off the answer a little, but not really.
Oh, no, it's okay. I'm about to flip the script here. So as an operator, you're out there in the truck, you're on the side of the road. What's the worst part about the job? What's your least favorite part about that? Anything that, you can touch on what we've touched on before, but what's some things that people don't think about? Like your waiting time.
Pouring fucking rain.
We're in.
It's 36-degree weather.
Hey, I'll say my mom told me when I was a kid, she said, if you're ever going to speed, do it while it's raining because cops don't want to get out of the car.
It's not just the summer weather; it's the
That's some
winter.
bad
Yeah,
advice.
but yeah, up there in the Northeast, I couldn't imagine.
It's cold.
But what about like when you have like a huge pileup and it's taken hours and hours and hours? Like I've seen, like I know here in Nashville, we've had a couple accidents in the past couple of years where it's taken almost a day and a half to clear the road, get the vehicles out of there. Are you there the whole time?
We're not. In our area, it's not that bad. 40 miles west of us, you had a couple of major highways that get like that. This past winter, we had a nice mellow winter. The 2 winters before, forget it. We couldn't even leave our parking lot on level ground because all we had was ice storm after ice storm after ice storm those 2 winters. You couldn't you get out of your truck, put it in parking lot, you go down the street.
So how do you guys deal with that? Do y'all just wait for it to thaw out, or do you have chains or specialty?
Take your time.
Take your
That's all
time.
you can do. There's no rush. I've had, hey, what's taking so long? Have you looked outside lately? If you're taking the dog for a walk yet, you do that with 100 pounds walking, 200 pounds walking a dog. Yeah, put 10,000 pounds or 20,000 pounds out there and you ain't walking nowhere. So,
Absolutely.
like you said, yeah, we do have chains. Have we ever used them? No, we haven't had to use them. Even in the icy storms, because a lot of people, again, COVID had its pros and cons. And one of the cons was now when it snows up in our area or bad weather, it's 30% of the people on the road. So many people can work remotely now. It keeps the people out of harm's way, which is great for them. Bad for us for business because we want the business. We don't want to, we do our business is not for other people's misery. That's no different than the ambulance, but it's true. That's what we're here for.
I feel like in situations like that too, if you're dumb enough to go out and drive and you get in an accident, like you should sit and wait and think about what you did.
Yeah.
I want to know if Eddie has spots around the area that he sits because he knows some dumbass. Dude, just like but tow companies with semis, they do this. It's fucking funny. But there are places in the country like Donner's Pass, Truckee, California. The fucking tow trucks will all just sit there in Truckee, California when they throw the chain law up because they know these idiots are going to go over that thing with no chains and they're going to be
around here
pulling them down the mountain.
During the day, my guys sit in 3 different areas. We as a dispatchers will tell them, hey, when they clear, all right, sit here, sit in there. We designate because again, we do 12 different police agencies, and you're setting up just for response time. Most of our areas we have a 20-minute window. One of our areas it's way out in the woods. We have a 25-minute window. So we try to park our areas if there's no calls in between things. Hey, XYZ park here, go over there. You can use, there's some shade there. You can go in there, use a, restaurant or clean your truck over this parking lot or just hang out. So if it does happen, we give a good response time because, again, an officer is no different from you and I. When you're sitting there, 5 minutes feels like an hour, feels like 20 minutes. So we want to, for example, we had a call today. It takes us 25 minutes to get out there. They called us 11 minutes into the call. Hey, we're looking for an ETA. I said, look, give me a second. Looked on the GPS. He's at the beginning of the road right now. Should be rolling up to you within a minute or two. It happens, and that's why we park our trucks where we do.
There you go. All right. So on the flip side, what's the best part about being out there on the road? I know you guys have like some roadside assistance. You have your towing. I heard through the grapevine that you have an airship. Are you holding out Zeppelins over there in Lebanon?
No, we all like mayhem. I don't care who you are. We all like a good wreck. We all like a challenge, and we we all hate fatals. Right. I don't care how bad the wreck is, how exciting the wreck is going to be. As soon as there's a loss of life, you become a different. You look at the whole situation. You want to throw up sometimes. You know, I've been to a few here in town that I've had to wait for the coroner. I've had to pick a car up for them to get, you know.
No way.
But back to the good part. We like a good wreck. There's no.
Well, Eddie,
I don't care who you are.
I
what
mean,
you
well,
are.
we can
Eddie,
we
can
can.
you list
As an
your top
owner,
three
we love a good
memorable-
wreck, but we want to hope there's freaking insurance.
Can you? I know that's right.
I don't care if somebody's gonna be lying if they say, "Oh, we want the wreck." We don't care if we get paid. Bullshit. Costs too much not to get.
Eddie, can I ask you what are your top 3 memorable wrecks?
I
You
had
don't have to go
one.
into details.
I have one that I got called up and they said, "Expedite, we need you here now." There was a car rolled over a guardrail into, prickle bushes basically. End upside down, an older woman, and they could not get to her because of the slappings of the tree and the way it was positioned. It was one of the worst, but it was the most fun I had too, because I had to roll the car over and pick it up and bring it back on the road with her in it. And she was
No way.
she was a fucking hot chick. Excuse my language. She was so fucking funny to hear your grandmother. It was like, it was funny because, all right, we're going to do this. You ready? Yeah, hold the wheel now. And next thing you know, she undoes the seatbelt. I said, "What the fuck did you do that for?" "I don't know. I just hit the button by that." So we got her strapped in, but we got her up. We got her over, flipped over, and she rolled over the whole way with us. And I kept going nice and slow, talking to her the whole way through. We're laughing the whole way through. That had to be the most worst situation, but the best situation. It was both the.
Eddie, look how your face lit up, man. You're like a kid again, playing with fucking Tonkas and like.
Oh,
Toys.
I do miss going out of the road. I've gone out. I think I went out twice this year to go help with the situation. But again, I don't need to because the guys, they got it. They got it. They know they need help. Push a button, somebody will be there. So I miss it.
What are
But
your
I
other
don't
2
miss it.
memorable moments?
What's that?
Your other 2 top memorable wrecks.
Well, we can break it down to like what's the dumbest
Yeah,
thing
I would
someone's
say because
called you
it's
guys out
that's a
for?
good
'Cause I
one.
could see like
and horrifying are 2 different things here. So
yeah, like the weirdest, dumbest. Like, have you ever had to go and tow a freaking Amish buggy or something before? Like,
I've had no fun with like the Oscar Mayer mobile there. Like they just
My water almost went everywhere.
I've really had nothing fun like that. One of my worst ones I've gone to was a Kia Stinger, going down a back road, and the car just for a back road, hundreds and hundreds debris field, hundreds of feet of debris field. Motor, 200 feet from the car.
No way.
Yeah, so
was it one of the
those
stolen ones? Because I know
ones-
Kias are getting stolen across the board, and I see that a lot where these kids are stealing Kias and they're just absolutely dogging
those
them out.
biggest thing is they're fun little go-karts.
They're bad.
They
Yeah.
break apart. And when we're up here, we're woods. Trees don't move. And when a tree does move, it's a mess. That's number 2.
Holy shit, 200 feet.
So since we're the lounge, what's a truck one if you have one? Yeah, if you don't have one, that's okay. But
Again, here's your fucking sign. There's signs everywhere. You're not gonna fit, and they still fit, and they flip over this one bridge we have in one of our local towns here. It's like
wait, they flip over the bridge?
no, they get under the bridge and they get tweaked enough, and they actually flip under the bridge. Don't know how.
No shit.
How they do that? How that finagles? Once you get stuffed, it should be stuffed. No, they.
Dude,
I've
what
heard a
about
tuna
like
cannon,
these
but flip.
What about like have you ever
I
had
guys on
someone
bridges afterwards.
have you
What's
ever
that?
had someone run into I don't know, a river or a lake or
Rivers,
the ocean?
Yeah,
I don't know
we've had,
how close you are to the ocean or whatever, but there was a big one down here not too long ago where it was 2 years ago, I think, actually, say not too long ago, but a guy drove his Raptor into the fucking ocean by accident playing around. So
what
I
the
mean, do
hell?
you do any water retrievals? You had some crazy ones like that?
We've had some basically almost in the same area where I had to go roll that young lady over. at night down that way, you can't really see. And there's a little pond that, gets pretty deep fast. I've had a couple of rollovers into there. We've had there's a local river here got into that, but there's another towing company local that just got one out of the Kennebunk River. I don't know how they do it. And then there was another big company down in Portsmouth. They got one out of Hampton Beach. I don't know how this guy, because we ended up getting the car picked up for Copart after they got it. And I don't know how the guy even got to the ocean over all the rocks he went. Like he had
No way.
the shit out of that.
Hey, Eddie,
Yeah,
do you see that a lot? That's a good segue into the. Do you see of things a lot? You're like, how in the fuck did you accomplish?
Yeah, that lady in the tree.
Well, that's
Yeah.
Literally.
every day you see stuff like that. Doesn't matter what it is or what kind of a call is. You see, like, really? Do you wake up this morning, look in the mirror and say, I'm gonna go fuck some shit up today? and not
That shit
intentionally
sounds
do
fun.
it. I mean, you see it.
Yeah, cruise control is not autopilot, people. Just know
That's
that.
right.
It's
That's what I've
fun.
been told.
But
That's right.
we have a smart car, as I call it, that you push a button and it'll drive itself, right? My fucking wife hates when I do it.
Bro,
Because, going around the S-turns, the car's doing stuff. She's like, you can't do it. You hold the fucking wheel. And I'm doing it because I know Maggie made the shit out of her, But it happens.
Sad.
Those
It's sad.
things. As soon as that white line goes, that yellow line goes, the car wants it. It was zigzag once in a while. So you see that shit.
It's sad. Our cars are smarter than most fucking people behind the wheels of them.
No different, like a phone. I mean,
That's true.
phone's
That's
smart
true.
enough.
Smartphone, dumb person. That is
That's right.
so
I
true.
I hate technology. Me and technology don't communicate.
I totally do. Hey, I want to something that interests me, man. Another thing that I talk a lot about is training, like in truck driver space. Like people talk about that. All the bad drivers out there on the road with trucking and just car people, period. But when it comes to tow guys, is there a natural progression to getting up to the rotators and the heavy stuff? What kind of like training goes into that shit? Is it continuous training?
It's nonstop. We're not up to rotator stage. Where I'm at, I think I've come to the conclusion there's really no need to get a rotator where I'm at. I've been up here for 8 years. There's not been one situation I can't do with another truck. There was one job but I'm straight off. But at the same time, doesn't matter what you're doing. Jump starts, flat tires, lockouts. You still need to be trained. Technology changes like our phones every 6 months. You got to stay up on it. Wreckmaster, some of the local state. Oh my God, gray moment, Ray. That's what I call them, fucking gray moments. State towing associations, they put on a lot of good classes, and they're reasonably priced. I mean, you can't afford not to do it. You cannot afford to do training. YouTube has a bunch of good stuff. They have a lot of good apps out to help people in different situations with some of these smart cars, putting them in neutral. Like you said, going up to the rotators. There's one guy I watch all the time, what they do with their rotators, and it's no different than a 1-ton truck. It's just bigger. So you just got to use your brain. You got to have knowledge. If you don't know it, don't do it. Get somebody who knows it, but you can't. There's plenty of schooling out there, plenty of education how to get up to the bigger trucks, how to disconnect. And now, like you guys talked at the beginning of the series, like you said, California, they're all becoming EV electric trucks out there. Canada's just producing one now, which is Canada's version is pretty good. It's an all electric, but they have a 4-cylinder diesel motor in it. So you can run, that keeps it all generating. That's coming, that's nifty. I just found out about that one just not too long ago. That's pretty cool how they're doing it.
Major, you got to tell them about our buddies from Mets, who we need to reach out to and try and get them on the
Dude, I do. I know. I was just actually thinking about them today, man, or yesterday. I was going through some photos trying to do some content or something and saw that picture. I was like, fuck, I need to call that guy, Jay. Man, we met a guy at Matt's, Eddie. He has designed a system in a truck. It runs partially on batteries and natural gas, LNG. And dude, this thing is cool. It's all technology he's developed himself. The batteries never need to be replaced. The thing is, it's a day cab. I mean, this thing has got the power of well over a larger Class 8 truck with a sleeper, and higher torque and everything. But dude, it's amazing. And his whole thing is trying to get people away from the EV stuff, even though his has some batteries. It's only to run like some of the systems on. It's kind of like a hybrid.
He even developed like I don't know. It's the coolest truck ever, man. He developed an AI system that's like like the truck has a personality.
Dude,
you can talk to the
something
truck
like that. It wasn't
Yeah,
Amiga.
it's crazy.
Now, as soon as he gets and makes it popular, he's going to show up missing.
Oh no, dude, he's
We
already
joked
got,
about that shit, Eddie. Oh my!
Well, they already got all the patents and shit. Like they are like, and I'm pretty sure you were talking about Edison there, Eddie. But yeah, he's like got shit that like Shell, fucking Tesla, Edison. Nobody can touch. They have been undercover and I'm gonna say let's call it Idaho. They're not in Idaho, but they've just been hiding out in Idaho, building this fucking truck for like the past 7 years.
Potato run.
Eddie, I don't know if Hunter gets what it maybe I don't get what you're saying, but I joked about this with Jay about I was like, you know what happened to the last
dude,
few guys?
it's like the guy that like made a fucking car that runs off water.
So they all come up missing or they die.
There's another guy that's doing that. There's a kid that's fucking.
He goes to tinfoil hats. It started.
What do you mean, bro? That's real life. It happened.
It's not tinfoil. It's true. All of that shit
the guy
happened.
had diabetes and
but water's even expensive to run these days.
Bro, it happened. There
like
was
Mad Max.
There was tons of people that done stuff. One guy made a car that ran off water. Another guy in the 70s did a whole publicity stunt, man. It was big news. He made a car in the 70s go 55 miles off of 1 gallon of gas. And I think Exxon or Shell bought the patent and fucking shelved it. And then the guy died or went missing like not too long
after. That's a true story. Yeah, that's
a true story, bro. That is a true fucking story, man.
I heard it in space.
Yeah, so is the water story, Josh.
Yes,
so
it is.
Do some research.
I'm fucking with y'all, man.
It's coming back, man. Like you're telling me that perpetual energy isn't available. Like, come on, man. Like natural gases are fine, but electricity is not the way, bro.
You guys are so bullish, man. But dude, with so much fucking red tape in this country, I told you how long it takes to put a charging station up in Ohio. Like
Pedro, go ahead and drop the great communicator, his line. Go on and drop it.
Go. These fuckers are
hey man, it's like the great communicator Ronald Reagan said, man. There's nothing that the government can do that the private industry can't do better. And
that's right.
That's why every time the private industry does it, the government buys it, shelves it, you come up missing.
And where it went.
Boom. So everybody burn your social security cards and don't pay taxes, allegedly. That's
right. Become a state national.
They can't find you if you're not real.
Man, why is it so dark in here, dude?
Figment of your imagination.
Yeah.
Because it's dark because John made you turn off your studio lights.
Seriously.
Well, he's trying to keep the heat out so he stays cool.
Well, my AC's fixed now.
Is it?
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Get the squirrels back out there running it.
Yeah.
As he go by.
No wonder Josh is getting all sketched out about the water talk, man. Yeah, Josh has a water-generated HVAC system in the bag. He's like, oh,
we got a fucking bunker.
Now you got Bezos and the government watching you, man. Better watch out, dude. Blink twice if you're okay. Oh, he took his glasses off. Got it. Hell yeah. Well, Ed, man, do you have any plugs, any closing comments, anything else that you want to touch on?
I mean, the sad part is the towing industry is a dying industry. People don't understand what I say about that. Number one, we can only get as big as our employees allow us. I was saying that earlier. Nobody wants to do this job. Nobody wants to get out in the middle of the night to do a flat tire lockout, get a car off the muddy thing. Don't want to go play in the rain. Everybody wants $1 million. Technology. I mean, this world is
So
it needs
true.
a reset. It needs a reset because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. I mean, we don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. We don't. And everybody, I'm like lost for words because it's like it's one of those things that goes through my head every day. It's a dying industry. You know, nobody wants to do it anymore. That's it. And to do it is going to cost who's ever doing it, including myself, a lot of money to do it, and nobody wants to pay to have it done. You know, like you said, the $5,000 bills, that has nothing to do with everyday normal towing. You know, I understand the wrecks. I understand 2-3 rotators on a job doing that, clean the road up, get the highway open as soon as they can. I believe in that. I understand that. But you still have every mom and pop, young kid, daughters, sons that don't have a lot of money. We can't be charging them a lot, but we have no choice. So again, we don't know what to do. We don't. There is no end all or fix all. We gotta get by. It's a struggle for everybody. You know, you don't know if you'll be here tomorrow. You don't know what the insurance companies. You know, they're all banding together, drop all the towing companies. So who knows what's going to happen? I mean, I remember back in years ago going through the Bronx and seeing a Mazda RX-7 with 4 wheels on it, come back an hour later with no wheels on it, come back and the week later the car still be out there with doors missing on it, come back later, it's, you know.
That was a Puerto Rican. I guarantee you that was a Puerto Rican. Eddie.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter who it is or what it is. But no, I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, that's the way it was. You know, the towing industry's had such a bad rep since the 60s, 70s, 80s, when now, you know, in the 2000s, we give a shit what we're doing. We give a shit about what we're doing for the, you know, public and our everyday ordinary customer. We give a shit about their values. We're not out here just trying to, not all of us out here try to screw everybody. We want to try to teach them, but the industry's just gone crazy. And I don't know how it's going to be fixed.
Well, we definitely appreciate you what you do, man. What would be the one thing you'd tell to anybody thinking about getting into tow truck driving, or what's something that would get somebody into that? You know, you got drivers that have been on the road, maybe trying to get out of there.
Let me understand.
You'd be surprised, Eddie, how many young people watch this, man. Yeah, if you have any words of wisdom.
Well, you know, there you go. You hit on another term right there. A lot of young people want to, you know, because that's what you want. I got in this. I was stupid young. I did most of my life early. I got into it. Now the problem is we want the kid who's just getting out of high school. We want the kid who doesn't mind getting muddy like we did when we were kids. We want them to have to drive like we do. And the problem is insurance companies, you know, they can be 25 or older. You know, and it's like by the time they're 25, they're getting something else. They can push a button and make twice as much of us just sitting on his ass doing nothing. You know, and when the insurance companies put restrictions on us, you know, I just happened against the new company I'm in right now. They did say, oh, you can have a 21-year-old, but it's temporary. They're gonna recheck him. You gotta update the driving record all the time. If he has any blemishes at all, insurance company's not gonna let you take him on. So, and that's
you're telling me that kids can go into the military at 18. They can't buy tobacco or alcohol until they're 21, but you cannot be on an insurance policy for a tow truck company until you're 25.
Most of the companies are 25. And people say they can do it. Oh, they can. I do it less. No, it's a lie. My wife, my daughter, they research this stuff on a weekly basis. We're trying to get ready for next year, and we're trying to figure out, shit, do we go to our brass roots, go backwards a little, or do we just go out and spend $1 million and say, fuck it, let's see what happens? But we're not in the area to go do that. We're not in a metropolitan area where, you know, there's hundreds of thousands of cars going up the street. You know, a lot of people aren't going out. It's 6 o'clock around here nowadays. You can go walk out in the backyard and you don't hear nothing. It sounds like a Sunday morning, where 2 years ago, people going crazy still. Now, no one is driving up in our area. The roads are dead at 7 o'clock at night, which is weird. You know, because a lot of people can't afford to do shit. So again, to your question, young people want to get into it. Call me up. If you're 21, you got perfect.
That's right.
Well, hey, where can people find you out there, Eddie?
We'll find a seat for you, as long as they have common sense. You know, I don't want a book straight A smart. I want people who have common sense. This is a common sense business. You know, you gotta what a lug nut does and what a snatch block does and what a recovery rope does and
Where
the
the
wire
bleeder
rope
fluid
does,
goes.
wrecking strengths, and it's 90% common sense, and I'm sorry, I might be regraded. 80% common sense, 20% knowledge, and then as you get bigger and bigger into the bigger stuff, it evens out. You still gotta have common sense, but you gotta know the knowledge. You gotta know how these hydraulics. When you get in, like you're saying earlier, get into the bigger trucks, getting into the rotator trucks and all the big boy shit. You gotta know what the hell you're doing. Plain and simple. You can't just go out there at the horse and pony show and go out there with the big rotator, think you know what you're doing, send it out third stage, you go pick something up, fire out, and not worried about the shock load. Then boom, next thing you know, you're coming back and your boom's linked right there, and your boss is spending $100,000 to fix one of the booms. You know what I mean? You can't. You got to be common sense of the smaller stuff, and then you got to have a lot of knowledge into the bigger stuff. Especially with these EV vehicles. The cars, the trucks, the way the drivetrains are on them. They're making tools out there to pick these things up, put the dollies for the trucks now. Those are pretty badass. But if you're looking to get into it for an owner, good luck.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, no, good luck. There's so many towing companies around here I work with. When I came in this area, everybody hated each other. Now, all the towing companies around here, I have a great relationship with them. They'll get in a jam. They'll call me. Hey, there'll be police rotation. They'll call me. Hey, can you help us out get this car? I pick it up, bring it back to their shop. That's what it's all about. Helping each other, not stealing from each other. And it's taken me years around my area here to get all the towing companies around here. They call me now because I'm not here to steal your work. I'm here to help you. I've had their own customers call me. Hey, no. You call them. If they can't do it, they'll call me and I'll do it for them. Work together. We get to a police call. I had this meeting with the local law enforcement just recently. Hey, we got to get here and you got to have staff for this and you have to do this. They don't understand. If the police departments are busy, they can call the local police station. They can call the sheriff's department. They have resources. Fire department's busy. They can call the next town over. Ambulance service gets busy. They can call the next town next over. They have backup to back each other up. It's all, tax revenue. It's all granted. It's all there. Towing companies, you don't got that. You can't just pick up and, okay, yeah, hey, kid, call this. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it so we all work together. So if someone's in a jam, we help each other out and not stab each other in the back.
Tow truck co-op.
That's such a wild concept, though. Everybody just working together and doing what you can to pick each other up.
And not stealing each other.
Mind blowing.
Like I said, I get a lot of good companies around here that I do anything for them, and I think they would all do anything for me. And you have your few that, they don't put their pants on the same way we do. I don't know. As I know, it's one leg at a time, but they don't. For some reason, they wake up, they're already on. I don't know. But at the end of the day, if anybody's getting into it, call me. I'll give you some advice. I'll try to help you out. I'll help anybody. I had a guy 2 towns over. He's trained with me for over a week. We put him on. I knew he's starting a towing company. We showed him everything we could show him. And he's doing pretty good nowadays. You know what I mean? And he doesn't forget that. So.
Well, Eddie, where can people find you? We'll get your information afterwards and make a post just to, highlight you. But where can people find Eddie B Towing?
You can get me. It's simple. I swear by Facebook. Facebook and Google. Eddie B Towing up here in Lebanon, Maine. Red, white, blue trucks. You ain't gonna miss us. We got good reviews everywhere. That's about it right there. It's the only way to find people these days. I'm getting used to this X now. It used to be Twitter. Now it's called X.
You're on X?
Yeah.
I was
You know?
so waiting on Eddie to say, I so believe in the yellow pages still.
It's so funny.
I
You
pay
talk
for the
about
front page in the phone book.
I just got done yelling at all my drivers the other day. So I went up here and it says number 23's up here. I mean 231's up here, but I'm at 22. Yeah. Well, that's what the GPS brought me. You gotta be smart in the GPS. It got you to the street, right? Now you gotta do the rest yourself. Odds on one side, even on the other side. 200 is gonna be a little more up than 23. You gotta be smarter than GPS. The old days, maps. I love the old maps. So
Well,
but again, Eddie B Towing, you can find me on Facebook. Let's see how many nasty reviews I get or call me an idiot. I don't care.
you need some, man. So we'll make that happen for you. We'll make it happen.
Eddie, if that happens, just send them our way, man. We'll
That's
go after
right,
them.
Josh.
Well, hey,
Send
Josh.
his face
Josh, you were the last one to pop on, man. You got any closing comments, questions?
Yeah. If you see any lights or emergency vehicles, man, just slow down and move over. Don't be in a rush.
There's no rush. You might
They want to
lose
go home to their family just like
15
you do.
seconds out of your life because you slowed down from 65 to 45.
Yep.
You ain't gonna make any time up going faster. Slow down.
That's right.
Like I
Everyone
said,
wants to
I
go
don't know how my driver is still alive from that event you showed at the beginning of this segment. We've watched the video so many times. My driver's there and he disappeared. You can see the cars in the mirror going this way. We don't know where he went, and then he reappeared. So
Miracle.
thankful nothing happened to him, and just pay attention.
That was all God, man.
Look down a little. Don't look right at the lights. Use your peripheral vision for the lights, and just look over. Don't look right into the lights, so you don't hit the lights. You can't
Like a
slow down
mosquito.
enough.
Follow the light.
Yeah, you can't slow down enough.
Pedro Potato from Laredo. How about yourself, sir?
I don't have anything except for just thanks for coming on, Eddie.
No,
I
guys,
mean,
thanks.
this is I think y'all's industry is really interesting, man. I applied one time to be a tow operator, and man, the guy straight told me, "Hey, you just don't have insurance or the experience, and I don't have time to train you." But I'll tell you, looking back at it, I don't think I could have done it or would want to do it, man, strictly because of just the dangers with it, man. And
I don't believe that. You could have been trained, no problem. If somebody comes to me, they want to know something, and you talk to them, you can tell a character, just by talking to them.
Yeah.
Everybody's worth your time. Everybody's worth your time.
I wasn't mad at him. I completely understood the situation. Even though I agree with you, I think you could teach and train anybody anything, and I do mean anything. You just
you have the patience.
you gotta
You
have
the patience. They have the willing to learn enough. You know it all.
That's it, man.
Yeah.
But, the point is, dude, thanks for coming on and answering our questions, highlighting from your perspective, man, someone who has been out there as an operator. You built a company. Now you're in the office, running the operational side, doing the business, and you've got to send these men and women that you employ out there every day to do this. And, and so you highlighted a lot of good stuff, man. So just thanks for your time, I guess, really is all I'm saying.
Thanks for having me on. I mean, I've never done a podcast before. I'm not a social butterfly or anything media like that. And I usually tend to myself, small world, but at the same time, it was grateful. I mean, I'm flattered you guys had me on. It meant a lot. I can't shout out enough about my guys because, again, if it wasn't for the guys, we wouldn't have what we have today. And I have a great group of guys. Now tomorrow, somebody will fuck up. I'll have to beat somebody up tomorrow. But how that is. You always say something nice and something fucked up. Yeah. I don't know.
You gonna get that bad review tomorrow, Eddie.
But no. I mean, I'm grateful and thank you very much for having us. I mean, having me on. It means a lot to me. And if I ever need anything, you want me to come back on again, do something again, I'll be here anytime you want. It's very educational.
We do want you to come back on, man. 100%. And I was going to say the same thing to you. Like even though you're not a social media butterfly or anything, if there's anything we can do for you guys, man, we're on Facebook as well. But if there's something we can help you guys get out a message, maybe you guys have some kind of campaign going on you're doing for awareness or or you just want us to share some things for you, or you need a space to talk about something, Eddie, man, just please let us know. We'd love to have you back on anytime for any reason.
Awesome. All right. Thank you guys very, very much.
Yep.
How
Well,
about you?
Eddie, before you go, we are coining the term today, and you were the first one. You're an official toe bag. All right. We
Toe
usually
bag.
do lizard lounge or lounge lizards, but you're an official toe bag. So
No shit.
congratulations, brother. We will definitely you can hang out with us. We're about to just close this down. We can talk to you backstage, or we can connect with you tomorrow, whatever. But yeah, like Pedro said, man, thank you a million times for coming on and supporting us and what we're doing, man. And we're happy to help you out any way we can, because
I
you know,
appreciate
as someone that works in freight, man, nobody thinks about what you guys do, even just as a citizen of the United States of America, man. Like tow truck drivers, police officers, roadside emergency vehicles, like slow the fuck down.
Yep.
Don't be an idiot. And if you put yourself in that position, don't get fucking mad, because if you guys weren't there to help them out, that car would be stuck on the side of the road for the rest of eternity, or the police would just take it and sell it. You know, like, you guys are the good guys. So thank you for what you do, honestly.
That's right.
And thank you for running a fucking business like you do, man. Like, I like just your passion behind it, and like your story with it, man. It's awesome. So I think we could use a few more Eddies in this world.
They're out
That's right.
They're out
everybody else can agree. So yeah, thank you again, man. But for everybody watching, thank you. As we said, the fucking show goes on. This week in the lounge, we have a few guests. I'm going to do a shameless lounge plug just because it's our show. Tomorrow, we have Nicole Glenn in the lounge. Pedro, what does Nicole do?
I'm excited. I'm excited about Nicole. So our homie Christy Knichel hooked us up with Nicole. Nicole is she is literally a self-made woman in logistics. Been in this business quite a long time. Built herself a business up around Expedited. Now they're even getting in to another space in logistics that I'm not going to give it away, but let's just say that I put chill in quotations for a reason in the post that's going to pop up tomorrow. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to talking to her. And she was one of I think she was the winner of the Women in Trucking award last year as well. If not that, then the year before. But she's there's a lot of things in the industry revolving around women. And I can't wait to talk to her tomorrow. She's really cool.
Yeah. So we'll hold the rest of the guests for the week. So you guys tune in tomorrow, and then you can find out tomorrow. But here in 2 weeks, on September 10th, we will be having our third Tow Truck Tuesday.
TTT. Triple T.
TTT, man.
The T's.
The TTT. The TTTs. It's only toes around here.
Yeah.
But
boats and toes.
Boats and toes. That's what it is. But everybody, once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Check that link below, Truck Parking Club. Get 25% off your first booking with code Lounge.
I'm gonna stop you. Fucked it up. Code Lounge 365. You get $25 off your first.
Don't be a fool. Use truckparkingclub.com.
Up to $25 off your first booking. And I want to say this. You want to know what the hard part about being affiliated with Truck Parking is they have literally the greatest fucking spokesperson since Willie Mays Hayes. I'm telling you. I'm serious.
Willie Mays Hayes.
I mean, not Willie Mays Hayes. That guy was an actor for movie. Willie Mays. Willie Mays.
Was that a boxer or something? Willie Mays Hayes.
Bro, that was from the movie fucking oh my god. Charlie
there you go. Willie Mays Hayes.
Anyway, Willie Mays Hayes. He was a baseball player in a movie. That's so funny I said that. Anyway, they have the best spokesperson in a Hunter. So I don't know how I'm ever going to top the plugs that guy does. But yeah, Lounge 365. Don't be victim to a predatory tower. Make sure you have yourself a safe parking place. Go download the app and get yourself a parking place tonight.
Well, with that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. We'll see y'all on the next Tow Truck Tuesday.